and you know, this quarterback's something else now. So, you know, we got to have answers for we got to score some points, and we got to be able to keep him bottled up as much as possible.
Yeah, see with last night, obviously you guys had the situation here, but you look league-wide, and you see how the cases are back rising again like that. Just your thoughts on just staying safe in these times. Is there any concern with you at all about continue to go forward with things picking back up?
No, I mean, yeah, there's concern, but there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, we're doing all we can do to prepare for a game, and you guys know COVID and football don't go together. And so as far as how we're, you know, everybody's dealing with it, we do the best we can with it, and we're trying to keep our guys as safe as possible, but also prepare. And so we're trying to be as smart as we can about it.
And a lot of dead guys that are testing positive are vaccinated. Do you have any? I mean, is there another solution to any of this? I mean, you know, not to minimize the virus at all, but is there some other way around missing 8, 10 guys for?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking the wrong guy. I mean, I don't have any control over any of this, you know. So I'm sure there's a better way, but you know, we'll keep working through it, and the league will, and all of us, and we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, we got to go by what we're told to do. So.
The 8 or 9 that have been on the list, are they all vaccinated?
I don't know if I should answer that. I would say probably a high number of them are. Very high number.
We talked about that being explosive. They're 7-0 on the road, and just with how hard it is to win in the NFL, and then to how hard it is to win on the road, just the fact that they're looking for their 8th road win and they've won everyone by double digits, just how impressive is that part of what they've been able to accomplish this year?
Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, they can jump on you in a hurry, and then when they do, it takes a lot of pressure off of what you do for them defensively and offensively. I mean, you can open up Pandora's box because you feel like, you know, I know defensively, look, Vance Joseph does a hell of a job, and he's got multiple looks, multiple personnel, multiple pressure looks, but it also helps when you know you can feel like you can score at will, and now you can really just do whatever you want. You know, that puts a lot of pressure on teams, and so they work hand in hand. They complement each other well over there, OD and special teams, and so you look, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for most teams, but I think you got to try to make them play your game a little bit if you can.
The masks and the advanced testing, what else does the advanced protocols entail for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, look, we've been all year, we still meet in the bubble. I mean, we're all spread out. And so everything that we do, everybody's masked up. You know, whereas before it was if you were someone that was unvaccinated, you had to. Well, the whole team, and we started that last week. I mean, before we even came in, and but then the bubble, we've been doing that all year, and we've been spaced out, and we've been to where we're trying to get where our trackers aren't. You know, we're far enough apart, and so I would say it's the mask. I think it's just being as diligent as possible about staying on top of all those things, grab and go food, and you know, and yeah, that's it. I mean.
You talked about the need to score points this week. Hawkinson and Swift are obviously 2 of your most important offensive pieces. Do you have any sense going into this practice week where they're at?
Not really. You know, I don't think either one of them are going to practice today, but yet they'll move around, and we'll see where it goes. You know, if we feel like we can get them back by Friday or something, it's certainly we'd love to have them, but you know, right now it's still pretty early. You know.
Dan, were you close to having a walkthrough today, or is your situation strong enough to have a full practice?
No, I mean, I felt like we thought about every scenario, but I know that there's a fine line. I mean, we need the work. We got a lot of new faces that need looks, and you know, you're going to fight that balance between, you know, do you have a roster to play a game, but also preparing them and making it fair for them, you know, to go in there and prepare properly to play a game. So. So we chose to do it this way, you know, is to get them in here, get them spread out. Everybody's masked up. We test. I mean, we've been running the test, and you know, and prepare.
How's your coaching staff? Any COVID cases there?
Good. We've been pretty good. I mean, no issues.
And then do you, you know,
So you just asked that, and now I'm sure I'll go upstairs. No, we're good.
Do you have any, do you have to, or can you take any, extra precautions with court rule? We saw, Baker Mayfield and Heineke going on the COVID list today. That's just a different position than some other ones. So,
Well, I think if you really want to make sure you have a roster that can go out and you can just suit up a roster, you just don't bring them in at all, and you just virtually do a practice at their home. They're actually, and I haven't figured that technology out yet, where each individual is at their home practicing as a unit. But what's that? Yeah. So I think that honestly, that's the only way to, if you want to just be as safe as possible, and you don't even bring them in, and that's unrealistic in our sport.
Picked up a couple guys this week. You obviously shorthanded some spots. What's a realistic expectation for someone you add to the roster in mid-December? What sort of things are you looking for them to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean. Are you talking about like right now with where we're at? It's to come in and play and help us win, and as fast as you can go.
Are you telling them we just need, we need some short-term help, or is there an opportunity for these guys to sort of?
There's always an opportunity. I mean, nobody's played more free agents than us. I mean, that's a blanket statement, by the way. I don't know that, but I would assume we have to be up there. And so anybody looking at our situation, you'd love to come in here because you're getting an opportunity, whether by injury or now what we're going through here. And so, man, we'll get those guys up to speed as fast as possible. And, man, you may be thrust into a role immediately. Some of these guys are. So let's get them up to speed and give them a chance to have some success, and then evaluate off of that and see where they go. So it's, hey, you got a great opportunity, and let's see what you can do. I mean, no different than Craig Reynolds last week. He showed, he's worthy of continuing down this road with us.
And some of the other guys. Has that been one of the more impressive things with you, is just guys that have gotten that opportunity, and maybe we didn't know their names 3 weeks ago, but now we do, and they're making plays for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the silver lining in all this, and that's kind of the bright spot, is you are finding out about a lot of these guys on the, that have been backups or have been on the practice squad, or and ultimately you don't always know until you throw them into the fire, and then you find out about some guys, and you might normally not have that opportunity like we have, but we have because of different circumstances, and that is a positive. You find out, do you move forward with these guys? Do you keep them around, or are we looking to upgrade, or are these guys we can count on, and so forth?
Do you have any players that you'll hold out today because of illness?
Nobody. Everybody's good, other than what you guys have seen on the wire with COVID, obviously. But everybody else is good. I feel we've gotten over the flu. Felt like we, for the most part, knocked that out last week, and so we're pretty good there.
As you head into the final 4 games here, final month of the season, what are you looking for besides wins, obviously, from your team here in the final month?
Yeah, look, I think you're continuing to try to improve on what you do. Like, for example, man, I feel like our receivers are really coming on over the last 3 to 4 weeks, and particularly these last 2 weeks. I feel like, man, they're doing some real good things, man. We're getting a lot more crisp, a lot more detailed. Those guys are making plays, and so I'm encouraged. I feel like it's not as cloudy as maybe it was before. You're starting to see things a little better, and so for them to continue to climb, we got 2 new tight ends on the roster, young Brock Wright and those guys, and man, keep improving. I mean, there's stuff, they did some good things, but golly, just to clean up things that they don't know what they don't know. And man, by the end of this season, are you a guy that you're starting to feel like this is more of a veteran type guy because he's learning that fast? That's what you really want, is the growth of these young players, these rookies and first-year players. So by the end of this season, you feel like, okay, these guys feel like veterans to us. They're learning at that rate and improving.
Anything else, guys? Last one, Corey.
Dan, came out this morning. Reports are that there was no mock draft needed. You guys are locking in on Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon in next year's draft. I mean, I know you said you hate those team sources, but what do you say about reports like that? But there's no mock draft needed. You're not even really prepared for the draft.
Well, yeah, I'd say is the draft like within the next day or so, because then I would be very interested. But right now, no, I really don't. That's Brad's department right now. I'm so focused on what we have here and getting prepared for Arizona. To be honest with you, Corey.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.